This is the after action report for turn 55 of Over the Reich versus John Petrosky. So this turn there wasn't all that much combat. I mean, I bombarded Borkum and killed the radar station beside it, and went to the trouble of investigating it, and a couple other cities. So the main thing that happened this turn is that although I had suffered a lot of losses of my bombers, that made the attack the previous turn, a lot of the stuff is actually going to go back in good order. So like everything up here over the ocean is stuff that has survived and is returning. And so that is a new experience. I didn't really think to plan for having surviving bombers coming home. Although at this point I don't think the Germans are really in a position to do much about that. They might get a couple of things. But even then I have, the P-38s to counterattack. So, I mean, I have more bombers coming in. These B-17s are coming in for another attack on this industrial area. And I have another group of B-17s coming as well. So that's good. So this turn, I researched Strategic Bombers 3 and began Escort Fighters 3. I had a bit of difficulty in choosing between Escort Fighters 3, starting on the Mustang research path, or doing Jabo 2, or going for Jabo 2 and 3. Yeah, so Jabo 3 would get me the Tempest, which can drop 2 1,000-pound bombs as its secondary attack. And Escort Fighters 3 gives me the P-47D, which can also do that. So basically the difference is that Jabo takes less damage from reacting flak, and P-47s can climb to high altitude and are better escorts because of that, especially because they have the dive capability. So I went for Escort Fighters 3, partly because I have a use for them immediately. I've been building P-47s and using them, but I haven't had much use for Jabo just yet. Now that might change when I go and I start making, preparing for D-Day. And I basically chose Escort Fighters 3 over I would need Escort Fighters 3 anyway before I could do Cadillac of the Skies anyway. So, it didn't really matter there. But anyway, I do have to start making preparations for D-Day, because I'll probably want to do it right when I get my third battle group. And so then the question would be where. I'm disinclined to Western France, just on the basis that I would want to extend the range of my fighter cover. And so, that would be basically saying, go to Calais and then move east, or maybe even go to the Netherlands and move east, although, as I think I've discussed in the previous After Action report, the Netherlands seem pretty well defended, so I'm not sure how effective it would be to go there. I could just lose everything, because the Germans have more troops in this scenario. The Allies are meant to use their air power to whittle the troops away and have an advantage in attack. But anyway, at night there's not a lot going on, although it looks like I think I burned down an urban center or two. But it's kind of typical. Soon I'll have flattened Cologne, Dusseldorf, Essen, Dortmund, and maybe then the Germans will have, built up some fighter strength. I'm gonna have a problem again. We'll see. But anyway, it seems to be enough for turn 55.